as you know, Washington, as well as Colorado, and the District of Columbia is getting ready to join them in legalizing marijuana. But in the plight of legalizing marijuana, people are trying to figure out how they can how they can stop those who drive under the influence of marijuana. Now, I've never heard of anybody who drove under the influence of marijuana and got into a car accident, crashed into a pole, killed 10 people, drove through a crowded mall, none of those things. But either way, a retired, British Columbia, I don't even know what they call them, the mountain men or whatever they're called, Mounties, in Canada, came up and developed what they called a marijuana breathalyzer. Right now, police currently use saliva, blood, or urine to test a driver's marijuana use. The problem with that is, as you already know, the THC in marijuana stays in your system for a longer period of time, months almost, sometimes 2, 3, 4 months, it can stay in your system. So this new breathalyzer basically allows them to sort of figure it out if you've smoked within the past 2 hours. Now it's pending, patent is still pending on the Cannabix Breathalyzer, but they still have to do some testing because they're not really sure if this breathalyzer will be able to tell if you're really truly high. Maybe you smoked 5 hours ago. It doesn't mean that you're high right now. I mean, how long does people's buzz last these days? I don't know. Richard Fowler doesn't know about these things, and I know nothing at all. America. But either way, they're trying to limit or trying to figure out how they can get folks who drive under the influence of marijuana. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And I think, honestly, to be real with you guys, let's have a real conversation about this. All right, if they legalize marijuana, I think whatever drug you do, whether it's alcohol, cigarettes, marijuana, heroin, cocaine, just do your drugs responsibly. Don't overdose or don't, you don't need 8 or 10 or 15, or you don't need to smoke for 5 hours straight. It's just a bad idea. You don't need to drink for 5 hours straight. You don't need to smoke cigarettes for 5 hours straight. So I think it's just one of these ideals, and limiting, you just got to do everything in moderation.